New screen recording. I'm just going to try and quickly show everyone how to work with GitHub Desktop to really easily work with the GitHub repository. So we take a repository that we want to start using here, and we click on code and then open with the GitHub Desktop, open link. So now I need to choose my local path. It's already got the URL to the repository, and I start cloning it. So now this is a folder on my desktop. All the files there. COVID model is the folder name, and I open it up, and it's got all the files from the repository. Let me just open one and make a change and show you how you do that. So this is the file, and let's say I do some work on it. So now I've changed the file, and as I mentioned, I want to sync this change because other people might want to work on this code later, and they should be working off the latest version. So here, this is, I think, a mandatory field. You need to give a name to it, to the change that you made. So I'll just say Amy's example. And the description field is optional. You can explain to everyone else in the group why you made this change if you want. So I need to commit my change, and that has recorded it as an increment that I've made the change over, and now I want to push this back to the website, so I click push to origin. And there's also branches, so you can mostly work off the master branch, but if you kind of want to have your own stream of what you're doing, you can make a separate branch, but just keep branches master just to make that easy. Okay, so now if we go back to the website, that's kind of, we don't need that. Let's kind of refresh this and see where we're at. It's showing that a commit was made 41 seconds ago. It's the commit that I just did. So now this is the new master version. It's changed given that I just did that, and now it's got this Amy did some work here comment in it. So that's the change. Suppose someone else makes a change. They might do it on their own local machine, but you can also do these changes on the website as well, the GitHub website. So Amy's second change. So I write that there, but it's not really saved until I make it as a commit. Website change example. And so I'm going to commit this now. It just likes to keep track of commits. So you might do a bunch of edits and you lump them all together as a commit. So now on the website, this change has been made, but it hasn't been made for me locally. So now if I look at my local one, I want to fetch the origin to update my files locally, and it says, yeah, something has changed since last time, so I need to pull the origin. So I pull the origin, and now over here, my files, they should be updated. So I look over here, file, open with RStudio, and I've got Amy did some work here and Amy's second change. So that is how you both push changes up and pull them down. Now, you might get into a situation where there are conflicts, so let's do an example of that. Let's do Amy's third change. And I'm going to save it, but I'm going to forget to push it. And then I'll go over here and I'll do on the website Amy's fourth change. All right, so let's let's suppose this one I remember to do it. So the fourth change I committed on the website. And I've also got a change over here locally. So now let me try and pull, maybe try and pull the repository from the remote server. I get this error, and the error is because I have a change locally that I haven't pushed up yet. So one of the things you can do is just erase your local work. If you want to do that, then the way that you do that is you go into branch and discard all changes. So this yellow dot here means that you have made changes, but you haven't yet pushed them up. So if you want to just say, forget about the local version, I'll just take the version from the website, you go branch, discard all changes. And that'll always work. So now I should be able to pull from the origin. If you don't want to lose all your changes, what you can do is you can rename the file something different, and then that's also another workaround to resolve the conflict. And if you want to rename the file, what you could do is just go in here and just change the name. Like you could just change it to version 2, just like you normally would. And that is another way that you should be able to resolve the conflict, and you should be able to pull. You can still pull down the changes. Here, what it's saying is I've created the green plus is I've created a new file locally, and I haven't pushed that up yet. And the red is saying that locally I have removed that old file, because I didn't really remove it, I just renamed it. But these are changes that haven't been made up to the website, and it's kind of flagging that. All right, so that is basically it. I think the take home is try to make your commits so that you don't come into situations with conflicts. And if you do come into a situation with a conflict, then what you want to do is rename the files, or just delete the file locally that has the conflict on it.